We are set to get underway here in Stephenville in front of a great crowd at Memorial Stadium. Again, the Tarleton State Texans, the number 4 national seed. This is only their second year eligible for FCS postseason play, their second straight FCS postseason appearance, and second straight home game to begin the FCS playoffs. Winner to the quarterfinal rounds. And away we go. It'll be Sawyer Seidel, the running back who also handles kick returns for North Dakota, and he's got a seam and a burst down the sideline where he's wrapped up into Tarleton State territory. A tackle on special teams by Corey Ty after a kick return of 48 yards. Second on the single-season touchdown passes list in school history, only behind Kelby Klosterman, who had 34 in 2001. He suffered a tough injury last week, was in concussion protocol all week after the Tennessee Tech game. And he is out there after questions on if he would go. First down run for Seidel, and he is brought down by Ty Rawls.
Responsibility of trying to stop that run game, so they need him to be aggressive today.
On second down, Seidel the carry, and he is brought down at the 45-yard line on a pickup of 4 yards. So Luke Silvernail will punt it away for North Dakota. And calling for a fair catch is Caleb Lewis. The running back is Tylen Hines on first down, and that's a completion to Cody Jackson, who comes in as the team's leader in receptions. That's his 52nd on the season. A 12-yard gain and a fresh set of downs. Hines to the outside. And he will tiptoe the sideline. There's that slow mesh concept again. He's got an open man again. And it's Peyton Kramer. And then the ball was jarred free. And they will rule that one incomplete.
Or he was going to keep it, and Gabales wanted to hand it off, and they just didn't miscommunicate.
North Dakota blocks the punt. Now there is a flag. They'll run it into the end zone. And we'll see on the marker.
Personal foul. Leaping. Receiving team number 48. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Wow.
A lot of times when you're physical, it has a lot to do with your mind more than physical, and North Dakota is physical mentally and physically.
Gabales, all kinds of time. Lofting it deep for Jackson, and he is able to pull it in that time. First down and goal from the 8. A motion the tight end Joyner, and now Gabales to the end zone, incomplete. And that'll continue. Brad Larson, meanwhile, one of the great stories in college football, is able to put that field goal up and through from 22 yards. He is now 11 of 13 on field goals this season. Third down and 7 to go. They need the 41 of North Dakota. Gabales, all kinds of time. And that is knocked away, incomplete. Intended for Trayvon West. Bennett Walker, the transfer from San Diego State. Harley Mullen will punt to Zach Lewis, who waits around his 5-yard line. That ball hit a Tarleton State player around the 4, then was down inside the 1. What a job defensive coordinator Tyrone Nix has done. Here is Gabales. Looking deep, has a man, and that is through the arms of his tight end Danny Joyner. Had a linebacker racing with him in coverage. The young man is an incredible story. We'll get to it more as we go. He made from 22 earlier. This to give Tarleton State a 6-0 lead. And that is straight throw. So Larson is 2 for 2. They're 0 for 3 on third downs, make it 0 for 4. They were swarmed in the backfield immediately.
Down, huge stop for that Tyrone Nix defense once again with the Texans.
How about this? They go with a fake punt, and it goes nowhere. Tarleton State's defense up to the challenge. They tried to run it with Rumfo, the backup quarterback, and it was snuffed out immediately. Omar Emmons makes the stop. Can set up shop at the 31 of North Dakota. Off that slow mesh, Gabales over the middle, and that is caught at the 2. Marquise Willis.
And you have to give Willis so much credit. Look at this ball. Gabales standing back there, kind of throws it off his back foot. Couldn't get as much velocity under it.
Impressive stuff. Motion man Tier Young. On 1st and goal, Gabales swings it outside, and a touchdown to Young. So Tarleton State denied from touchdowns twice to start. Not this time. Young has a touchdown. He was literally working at UPS. He wasn't playing college football. Extra point is through from Brad Larson.
Had he caught that ball, he probably could have turned it up the field and got a touchdown. But there's just a missed opportunity for Kaminsky and that North Dakota offense, who really, really needs something good to happen.
It's going to be tough for Luke Silvernail to top his last punt, which went 71 yards, a career long. And this one won't be quite that far. 2nd and 6. Gabales, and that's picked off right into the arms of Bennett Walker. The other way he goes, and we were talking about it in the break. North Dakota can take it away too. They have their 27th takeaway of the season, and Walker has his first interception.
A game, and Gabales standing back there. Option looks like it's a miscommunication with the receiver. The receiver goes one way, Gabales throws another way, but you know who's going that way? They got them a free 15.
Kaminsky, meanwhile, kept it on the option, and this is what he does best. When he can get going downhill, he's a big-time runner. He's 6'2", 210. Seidel next to Kaminsky. And it is an end around, some trickeration and a touchdown. It's Seidel to the outside. He gets inside the pylon for 6.
Picks up a huge touchdown run from North Dakota. In the game looking a little different right now, Jack Benjamin, than it was looking about 5 minutes ago.
That thing, 5 minutes ago. How about a minute ago?
National champion linebacker for North Dakota, so you know he knows defenses and he knows defensive philosophies and defensive techniques, and this North Dakota defense is a very, very good unit.
Here's D'Angelo Rosemont, made one man miss, and then he's upended shy of the 25-yard line. Another handoff to Hines, and he's right through a crease and into the second level with a first down. On 3rd down, where Tarleton State's 1 of 5, and Joyner, did he get a foot down in bounds? They say no, he caught it, but his foot was out of bounds while he was juggling. Zach Lewis, dangerous punt return man. Top 20 in the FCS in punt return average this season. This punt will take a Tarleton State bounce inside the 20 in about the first 9 minutes or so of the second. And that throw in the flat is caught. It probably would have been better to be dropped because Avion Rice dropped Corey Ty in a big way. Motion man to Montanak. They fake the handoff, and on a slant, that is somehow reeled in by B.J. Fleming. 8th play of the drive, which began at the North Dakota 15. Kaminsky, a clean pocket for once, and he's picked off again. It's Bam Smith. Tarleton State continues to be takeaway U. Their 38th takeaway of the season.
Confused. That's almost like a Tampa 2 because you got the middle linebacker instead of rushing. He jets out to the middle of the field. Kaminsky didn't even see him, and just Bam is just right there, reads it perfectly.
So 3rd down and 10 for Tarleton State, who are 1 of 6 on 3rd down. Gabales against pressure, steps into it again, and down he goes. North Dakota's defense gets home. That will go down as a sack. So Kaminsky's completed 4 of 5 passes after a 1 of 7 start, but not for a whole lot of yardage. Trying the sideline here, and on the back shoulder, a contested catch made by B.J. Fleming. It was first team all-conference right tackle Seth Anderson. 3rd and 8. Kaminsky lofting it deep, and incomplete.
In trail mode, was still in good position.
Luke Silvernail has had an outstanding day punting. That's probably an understatement. Another one pinned inside the 10. He's done that on each of his 4 kicks, of 6 nationally against the run.
But talking to Todd Whitten, he said you got to be hard-headed in your running game when you play in North Dakota. You just can't stop giving it to your running backs and giving it to your rushers just because it's hard to get some yardage. So he says he's going to commit to the run game, and he's been doing that.
Victor Gabales to the sideline, complete. That is Trayvon West. Empty backfield for Gabalis. Time to throw. Throwing deep, and he's got a man in stride. Peyton Kramer racing into the purple for Pater. And a 64-yard touchdown for Tarleton State as the Texans strike right away to start the second half. To stretch this to a full 14-point lead. Hines the running back. Now they motion Gabalis out. They're in the Wildcat. It's Hines faking the handoff, gets to the edge, and has a 2-point conversion. So Tarleton State now 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions this season.
First drive by that Tarleton State Texans offense coming out in the second half, motivated.
Another short kickoff. That's been the strategy all day long. A flag is down after the play. Either it would be Tarleton State hosting or North Dakota traveling to Pennsylvania. Kaminsky on target, and he's got to Montanak for a first down. They need the 30 to keep the drive alive. Kaminsky going deep, has a man, and that is incomplete. Looking for B.J. Fleming.
Yeah, second team all-conference, ran for 139 yards, averaging 7.5 yards a carry, 7 touchdowns, averaging 104 yards a game, rushing yards before he got hurt.
Hines, meanwhile, picking up the slack. That's a nice tackle in space by Malachi McNeil, one of the leaders on this defense. I'm trying to get on your level here, Doc.
No, it's all good.
Gabalis, meanwhile, stepping up in the pocket. And Gabalis out of bounds. Gabalis with time, and on a back shoulder, he's got Marquise Willis. A beautiful throw and catch. Another reception for Willis. I thought he meant to punt it. Coaching staff says, "What are you doing, man?" Gabalis, meanwhile, complete. There's Trayvon West. He's loose, and he's inside the 10, first and goal. I'd say he's come a long way since that.
I don't know if North Dakota has allowed it. I think Tarleton State just taken it because they came out here and taken the physical mindset and is doing a real good job in the run game.
Gabalis to the end zone, incomplete. Brad Larson's 2 for 2 today. This one from 26. He's already made from 22 and from 40, and that one is true. And Larson is now 13 for 15 on the season. One of the great stories in college football.
Just something positive.
He was in the FCS playoffs last year with Northern Arizona. Spent 3 years in Flagstaff. Off the play action fake, and there's a crosser and a connection to Caden Dennis.
And they've done even better against the pass because these DBs been covered.
Another punt from Luke Silvernail, who has been just terrific today. And that backs up Caleb Lewis inside his 10. Punts from his own end zone. Remember, North Dakota thought they blocked a punt for a touchdown earlier, ended up being called for a penalty. This time Mullen gets it away, and Lewis has to backtrack and let that one bounce, and that will take a Tarleton State hop inside the 40.
Just kept pounding and pounding away.
To the ground again. Oh, Zebarth breaks loose. He's got green grass ahead, and Zebarth is tugged down near the 5. A touchdown-saving tackle from Avion Rice.
In the flat, but A.J. Owens is there because Kaminsky had to make the decision to run it in the open space. A.J. Owens doing a great job with the shoestring tackle.
They pitch it. Seidel trying to get the edge, and he is in for 6. North Dakota able to get back a little closer. They're within 11 as Seidel runs his second score today. We'll go for 2. Down 11. Kaminsky rolling, looking, throws, incomplete.
I kind of like give him a pass on that because he's still trying to do his job. They're just a tough penalty.
Gabalis airing it out, and in stride, it's Willis. Goodbye. He'll walk in. A 77-yard strike. And just like that, Tarleton State taking over here in the 4th. 4th catch for Willis, 133 yards, and that 77-yard score. Extra point from Larson is true. He was working at UPS. He's making a big statement in the FCS playoffs now. A run back, Seidel, taken down at the 25. So a fresh set of downs for North Dakota, and their season, which was on the brink moments ago, can stay alive a little longer. To the outside, it's complete. It's Corey Ty. Tarleton State showing pressure. They bring it. Kaminsky rolls. Along the sideline, he lofts it out of bounds. Looking for DeMontenac. 4th down and a yard. It is Greek, and he does push the pile forward. And should have enough for a first down. He does. And that's hard to stop. 6'5", 225 going downhill. You keep them down the way they have. It's been a pretty good effort. The handoff to Hines. Trying to bounce it outside. And in on the stop is Zach Lewis, the rover. As Tarleton State is going to move on to the quarterfinal round. Again, just their second season being eligible for the FCS playoffs. But before we talk about them, just tying a bow here on North Dakota. Again, a great season. Most wins in the program since 2016. You give them a lot of credit. Just didn't have enough offensively today. So they can snap it here. And they can snap it one more time. And this thing will be in the books. They have a lot to cheer about right now. Tarleton State and Victor Gabalis drops to a knee. The Tarleton State Texans, the number 4 national seed, beat North Dakota 31-13 in the second round of the FCS playoffs. And in their second season eligible at the Division I FCS level, they are moving on to the quarterfinals. They will host the 12 seed Villanova next week as they match their program record with a 12th win this season. A remarkable journey from Todd Witt and his crew, and they have a lot going for them as they move on to the quarters.